HE double hockey sticks out here. There's one project I want to finish off that I haven't finished yet.
Well, who cares, Kristen? You're not the boss of me.
I am, though. We're sailing good, bad, and ugly. 3 years ago, we bought our boat off Craigslist for $5,000. I'm Kristen, and this is Matt. We are known to break the rules and do things a little less traditional. Hit subscribe to join the adventure. Thanks to our patrons for keeping us going. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. If you're new here, go ahead and hit subscribe.
And even if you're not new here and you're already subscribed, hit the bell button because we're going to be traveling soon, and I know we're usually like the Sunday morning gang, but I think that's going to change a little bit, and we're going to be posting at different times because internet service may be harder to get by and the scheduling may be a little bit off. So go ahead and hit the bell button so you don't miss out on any of our adventures. And our adventure today is a good one. It's a puzzle. If you like puzzles, get a sailboat because there's always something to figure out, always something to put together. And today I'm putting together my battery bank, my whole new electrical component system. I'm ripping that out and putting the new one in today.
Our lives are about to change, and we're going to help you guys out so you can change your boat, or at least know how. You could probably change other things besides a boat with this information too.
Yeah, I mean, you could do van life if you're into that sort of thing.
What's wrong with van life?
Or you could build a shed in the middle of the swamp and put some solar panels on top of it. That'd be cool.
Anyways, let's see what we got going on today. First things first, we're going to be working in our quarter aft, and it's full of stuff right now. So let's clean all this out so we can get on in there.
Okay, so I got this big 3,000 watt inverter, charger inverter, and it's really big. It's really heavy, so I have to build a place to mount this. And this is important because basically what this does is it'll take your direct current from your 12 volt system, your batteries, and it can convert that into AC current. I know I got some old rock and roll fans, AC/DC out there. So what this does is it takes the DC and can make it AC, so you can use certain appliances that aren't 12 volt. Comes in handy. So now I got to crawl back in my hole. I found an empty void that I'm not using, and that's where this is going to go. It's going to have to be pretty robust because this thing is heavy. I'm going to say it's probably 40-50 pounds, something like that. So I'm going to mount it up, and I got to build. I get some sawing and get some screwing and get that done. Okay, so now that I have my frame built in there, I need to put on my mounting bracket for my inverter. Screw this on and the inverter just kind of hangs on there. Okay, so now that my inverter's up, it's time to start mounting my other components. My charge controllers, my fuses for the charge controller, my positive bus bar, my negative bus bar, and then the shunt that goes to my battery monitoring device. I didn't put the battery monitoring device in just yet because I'm not sure exactly where I want to mount it. I may even run a long cord just so it's easier to see like from anywhere in the cabin. So these are up now because I want to put my batteries in here, and I've learned today that with getting the inverter in there, this is really, really tight. So I'm going to wire everything as I can now so that all that's going to be linked up properly. And then all I'll have to do is connect my battery bank to the bus bars, and then I'll have to connect my solar, which is going to run in from up here into my charge controllers. There's a reason that I have 2 charge controllers for my panels, and I'll explain that to you. The reason I have 2 charge controllers is because I have 4 solar panels. So each solar panel puts out 144 watts, so I have 288 watts for 2 of these panels. What I want to do is run these individually and these individually. The reason for that is shadowing. I don't want shadows to go on one of my panels and then it affects the efficiency of all of my panels. I'd rather run this one separate and that one separate so that I have the most efficient sun gathering capabilities. Today, I gotta build it up. I gotta build something very special to me. I gotta build my battery box for my Battleborn batteries. Now, these things are 7 inches by 9.5 inches tall by 12 inches long. So we're gonna be able to fit 400 amp hours into a, what is that, 28 by 12 and a half by 9.5. That's a lot of power in an area that big. So I got to get that built up so that my batteries don't rattle around when I'm janking and janking through the seas. All right, so I'm back in my hole, sweating to the oldies. Just getting a real life measurement of how these are going to look once they're in there. They're going to go a little bit further back in here for now. I just want to be able to measure, so I'm keeping them a little bit further out for the moment. But they're going to fit in here good. I think what I need to do here is just build a frame, build a little coffin for these bad boys for them to live in, and that's going to go well. So now I'm just getting my measurement, and then I'm going to go out and get to cutting on that wood. Moment of truth.
Ooh, slid right in.
Slid right in. Luckily these bad boys are so light. Guys, so you may wonder why I'm on top of my solar panels in my Sunday best. While I was installing these, I used the wrong size wire. It's 10 gauge and I used 14, which is a big mistake because I grooved them into my hardtop and then I put the panels down over them. Now I can't get to the little studs that come out of the back of the panels that are 10 to connect them, and I have to get this whole panel off. So that's why I'm up here with my little bit of nail polish remover. Thank you, Kristen, for letting me have that. And a butter knife to help try to slide this off. And I'm sitting on a towel, pro tip, because these get super duper hot. And I was burning my legs trying to sit up here and do this. So this is how it's gonna go for me today. Oh yeah, these things get so hot that I think you could fry an egg on them. And
if we get 5,000 subscribers on this video, I'll fry an egg on my panel, and
that's never gonna happen.
I'll fry a whole breakfast on here. So if you want to see me do that, you gotta hit that subscribe button. All right, well, I'm gonna keep doing this so I can finish with my install. Got my wires exposed on both of those panels. Those two running a system and these two running a system, so I'm gonna have to go around and hook them up now that they're not under my panels, which means I'm gonna have to put probably a piece of trim in here, which I wanted to do anyway to help hold them down, and then I'll probably have to do a piece of trim at the back. So Kristen won't be happy about that. She hates my trim work. She hates that I just keep adding little pieces on to cover up all my boo-boos. But who cares, Kristen? You're not the boss of me.
I am, though.
So I'm gonna be getting this wired up pretty soon here.
Alright, so my box is finished up. It's pretty heavy duty, heavily built, probably weighs more than the batteries do. And I made a lid for it so that my wiring isn't exposed at the top, all my little jumpers and all that stuff. Now I have to mount this into the back, put the batteries in, put all the wires, wire everything together, wire the panels to the charge controller to the batteries to the DC panel. So I got a lot of stuff to do. Just wiring and installation now. Alright, so that's it. As my dad would say, it's all over but the crying. I got my installation going, but I still have some cleanup to do. That's going to be the crying part. I hate cleaning up. I got a big mess though. So anyway, I got the thing all hooked up all the different parts. Took me a lot of time crawling around and stuff like that, but it was pretty cool.
It's been 3 days.
It's been 3 days of this mess, and if you live on a boat with your lady, they don't like too much clutter for multiple days at a time. Kristen starts to tick eventually if the living room ain't clean. But anyhow, I got everything set up. The customer service at Battleborn was amazing. I was on the phone with these guys a ton, sending them schematics and diagrams back and forth. Here's a look at my diagram if you need to know how to use this. Mine doesn't include any shore power adaptations or any alternator adaptations because my alternator's not formatted for lithium, so I avoid that altogether. Also, there's some parts if you decide to wire that aren't going to come from the factory. Fuses, bus bars, wire, the little clamps that let you hook it up to the battery. I don't even know what the heck they're called, nuts or something. But I'll link those below in case you guys need those parts. They worked pretty well for me. And then from here on out, it's just seeing how well the system goes, how great it works.
Woohoo!
I don't know what this is, but I'm doing it.
Alright guys, so as you can see, it just rained, but the sun's coming out. There's one project I want to finish off that I haven't finished yet, and that's putting snaps on the Dodger. I waited because I bought snaps off Amazon, but they didn't look too trusting as stainless steel, and I've seen a lot of reviews saying that one part's stainless steel, another part's nickel or something, and then they end up rusting anyways. So I went to the big boys sale right, and I purchased full stainless steel snaps, cloth to surface. And now I'm going to snap all these things. Hopefully it doesn't take a long time, screwing them all into the fiberglass and getting this thing finished.
Ooh, boy, that's a snap. Alright, so we got our install all wrapped up. It was kind of a daunting task for me. I don't know why I was so nervous. It's still just a 12-volt system, but coming from where I'm from, it was a lot of expensive parts, and I was like, do I know how to put this together? Turns out I did know. And the customer service was really good. The people at Battleborn really helped me out, walked me through a lot of kind of the dumb questions that I had, like, do I really need to ground this system? And they said, yes, Matt, you have to ground the system. And I said, okay, fine, I guess I'll ground it. So they helped me out a lot. I got a lot of hard work done, and now it's been running for a few days, and it's been running really, really well. I've been pretty hyped on the deal, and it's been just doing its job, keeping the fridge running. It also comes with an appy that makes everything really easy to track.
Appy?
Comes with an appy. Comes with
I
an
don't
appy.
think it's called an appy. It's called an app.
It's called an appy. So it comes with that, the Victron Connect. The Victron, oh, it's all Bluetooth and the dongles and stuff like that. It connects right to your phone, and it kind of shows you in real time the state of charge, how many watts you're getting into your solar panels, how much amperage, how much amp hours you're using, how many kilowatt hours you use over time. So it's a lot of stuff to kind of figure out. When you have it all right there in front of you, it kind of shows you what you're using. So for me, it helps me because I think I can realize like what I could add to the system. So far we haven't been using very much. We've used, I think, like 100 amp hours was our longest discharge. We didn't get a ton of sun one day, so I don't know, that's not even like one of the batteries. Let me know if you know if that
We don't
makes
have
sense.
a lot of things that we plug in anyways, yet.
Not
But
yet.
now we have the opportunity.
Yeah, now we're gonna pop off and get all sorts of stuff. Air conditioners,
No, we're not.
blenders. I'm gonna start a whole like margarita bar on the side of the boat. I'm just gonna pull up to Anchorage and say, "What's up, guys? Margarita time." So that's been working out pretty well, and I'm pretty hyped about it. It didn't take up too much room. It's a small system, and I think that the opportunities, the potential is endless.
And guess what, guys? We now have ice cream on our boat. We're cool now.
Yeah, we're cool now. It's
It's hard to have ice cream on the boat, especially in the Caribbean, so I'm feeling pretty good about my life right now.
Yeah, we went with the New York fudge chunk, Empire State of Mind. Hashtag shout out to my New Yorkers. But
This is good.
it's pretty cool. It's we haven't had to get ice in like 6 days, which is probably the longest we've ever gone without getting ice on this boat. Maybe not quite the longest, but pretty close. It's kind of cool. I'm still kind of figuring out the settings for the fridge. It's awesome having, like, for all intents and purposes, unlimited power. Ice cream is something I never thought we'd have on this boat, but turns out we do. And I
Here,
think Mom
try
was
it.
happy.
Try it. It's good. Ice cream on a hot summer day. Alright guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe, and next week's video we should be getting the HE double hockey sticks out of here. We were just waiting on our battery install and now we're done with that. So make sure you subscribe to see next week's video, and we'll see you next week. Bye!